What would be, you've had a bit of distance between the election now. What would be your message to Democrats inside Washington when it comes to engaging with the media? Because I think a lot of modern politics is forgetting that you need to believe in something, but also it's most important to speak to the people that don't agree with you, rather than getting into this kind of toxic feedback loop of, your own beliefs being repeated back to you and affirmed.
The first thing I do is I ditch the teleprompter. If I was running for president as a Democrat in the future, I'd say I'll never use a teleprompter under any circumstances for any event whatsoever, because it's time to be less scripted. It's time to talk to people directly. It's time to be willing to make mistakes out there and not be afraid of the repercussions of mistakes. And I think Democrats have become too tied with special interest groups, and they've stopped listening to average voters.
Yeah, not just special interest groups, but too much data, too much polling on a daily basis. That track polling, it seems to strip people of their intuition, doesn't it? And I'm not just talking about the Democrats and Kamala here, but that is and has become a feature of modern politics.
Well, I think you can believe that polling is listening, but polling is polling and listening is listening. And, Donald Trump, for all his faults, there's a lot of people who say, he speaks for me and to me. What they really mean is he seems to listen to me. And look, here's a guy who's a billionaire who lives in an ivory tower, and people think, well, they listens to him. And I think a lot of Democrats just got too safe, and between them and voters was a teleprompter, and worried about making mistakes. And you gotta cut loose.
Yeah, and he's done that. He's proven it in 2 election campaigns now, hasn't he? Once we look at the Trump team, I think we're starting to get a clearer picture, and probably the next time we speak, Jim, is going to be after or on Inauguration Day. What is his team looking like now? The nominees that will actually get that approval through the House, and what he might end up with. What does it tell you about his first term, his first year, I should say?
Yeah, so I think what's really interesting about his team, and I'm not saying this is a good thing, but a lot of his top cabinet picks, it's a fusion between the entertainment world and politics. So you've got a lot of folks that were, on Fox News or other broadcasts, or, ran the Worldwide Wrestling Federation and, really don't have a lot of political experience or government experience. That could work, or it could really come back to bite them, because this ain't easy doing this stuff.
It certainly isn't. Jim, Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope you have somewhat of a break. Have you got any final thoughts going into Christmas? Would you rather forget this year, or using it as motivation into the next?
This was a really tough year for a Democrat, but I'm ready. I've got my fighting gloves on. I'm ready to go next year.
Okay. Good to see you. Have a nice break if you get one.
Thank you. You too.